Hey everybody, and welcome to A Sprinkle of Risk. I am Marissa Jackson, of course, your host, and this is my YouTube channel. So just continuing something that I've talked about before. I've talked about making room for God, silence everything in your life so that you can hear him more, how to set up that atmosphere. And it really did get some good reactions from people because it's true. You can't hear from God when you have so much going on, so many different conversations that you still have to process in your mind, and the gossip and all of that. You got to silence it so that you can hear from God more. But continuing on with that is about making room for God in your day, in your life, because this is not a race, right? It's a marathon. So, from your day to day life, we like to make plans of this is what I'm going to do, this is where I'm going to go, at this time, this is what I want to do. And the minute that one of those things doesn't happen or the way that you wanted it to happen, you get upset. You're just like, ah. And you may still be like, it was still a good day, but that one thing got you a little tight for a minute, right? But when we plan out our days to the T and everything, and even our lives, we don't necessarily make room for God to be God. If something doesn't go as planned, we can't be upset. We just got to know that maybe this was something that wasn't for us, right? Um, so I just wanted to speak on that because instead of planning everything in your day how you want it to go, make sure you do create the room for God to work a miracle in your life or to change things around or to even set aside an hour, a minute, an hour, or like 30 minutes, excuse me, for it to just be you and Him. And even if you're reading your word or if you're just sitting in silence or playing some Christian music, give him the space to speak to you or to lead you somewhere. Like you might say, you might have a feeling to go to the park and to sit in the silence there. Just watch his creation. And while you're doing that, he'll begin to speak to you about something and give you clarity. So I just want to speak to the people who feel like they need to have so much control in their lives. Don't be a control freak. Know that God is always in control. So you want to give him the space to be able to move in your life, in your situations. And when it comes to your life, you definitely don't want to plan everything to a T unless this is coming from God. But you don't want to say, this is what I'm going to do by this age. This is what's going to happen. We've all become, I know we're all victims of it. Like, don't lie. This is what we want to happen in our lives. This is the age. This is the time. Until I get this, then I'll start doing that. Like, hold on. You don't know everything that's going to happen in your life. Life be lifing, as we like to say. And if you always feel like you have to have the need for control of everything, you know, it's going to be a rude awakening when those things don't happen, and you're going to be frustrated. But I'm telling you, just have peace because God is in control. We are not the masters of this world. So that's a good reminder for us, and I had a thought the other day, like, I may feel like I'm behind in some things, but remember, some things where you're behind is really people just catching up to where you are. And there are some spaces in your life where you have accomplished something within that people are still fighting to get towards, So don't feel like it's a race and we're all racing against each other. No, we're all on our own walk of life, our own marathon, and we just keep going step by step, day by day. When you leave this earth, it's not going to matter. It's going to matter to man, maybe, how much you've accomplished and you did this and you did that. But what really matters is how were you serving? How did you serve other people? How did you keep your peace and your happiness knowing that you were fulfilling the things of your life, planting seeds, what you've given to your children, not necessarily monetarily, but what have you given them to think about? What wisdom have you instilled in other people? How did you make people feel? How have you served God? How have you volunteered your time? These are the things that's going to matter. And for the believers, for sure, this is what's going to matter in heaven. That's what they're going to write about you. That's what they're going to talk about you. That's what's going to matter. So don't get so caught up in, I haven't done the things for my life yet. I haven't fulfilled these plans that I wanted to happen and trying to be so in control. Remember that God is in control for a reason, and your time is going to come when it is supposed to. And don't feel like, oh, my time is past and I missed that mark, or I did this great thing and there's nothing else for me to really be here for. But if you're here, you wake up every day breathing life, breathing in the fresh breath of air, then God is not finished with you yet. So how can you still help people? How can you still, heal yourself, so that when you pass along that wisdom that you gained from God, you know that it's planting seed, it's watering the seeds, of the earth. So that was just a quick word that I want to share with y'all. You don't have to always be in control. There's a higher being for that, and that's definitely God. Give it to him. You don't have to always be in control. Surrender. Let Jesus have it. So this has just been a sprinkle of risk and a conversation about God. I hope y'all have a good evening, and I love you. Talk to you later.